Hey guys, you've probably seen a million videos of me with Johanna, but I still used her to carry my way back to Masters after some decay, after some really odd placements. So I just wanted to show you guys again that playstyle, why I love using Johanna to carry to Masters. This is on a smaller map, so sometimes on smaller maps I won't go Sins Exposed. Not necessarily a smaller map, but forced team fights, I sometimes don't go Sins Exposed. I go Conviction, but if I remember correctly, I did go Sins Exposed this game because I just wanted to hit as many people with those blinds as possible. I do go Laws of Hope. Most of the time against Garrosh, I don't go Laws of Hope. My main reason for it is because if I get thrown in, I don't know. I want my trait to be off cooldown every time that his throw's off cooldown. But I just wasn't really sure about the healing. We had a couple people that said that they might not like sit in lane when we have double healers, so you'd think we'd be okay. But they did say that they weren't going to heal, and I don't know if they were joking, so I just went Laws of Hope. Plus, we're against a little poke-heavy team, so an extra sustain never hurts. He's primarily throwing me away, allows me to play a little bit more aggressive, because I know that he's not going to be throwing me into their team very much. I just need to save my trait and make sure that he can't throw my team, and we'll be good. I do kind of stay back a little bit because I don't really see any benefit in us pushing right now, especially since we're missing one person as our Kerazim went top to see if they couldn't kill the Thrall. So I don't want to push. I want to stay kind of near our things. And look, I tried to run towards my team fast enough to where I was the one to get thrown, but I didn't get there fast enough. Just keep that in mind. That is something that I do recommend a lot, is to try to prevent your team from getting thrown whenever you're going against a Garrosh. Make sure you're the one that's always thrown if you're tanking, and then use whatever tools you have to get back. As Johanna, they throw, I press trait and walk away. And the throws feel almost useless, and that's why I like playing Johanna into Garrosh, but I also like just playing Johanna in general on any map that you might be able to double soak on. Take a step back. I usually only use Laws of Hope when I get about 60% health, and then I'll pop Laws of Hope because you don't know if you're going to passively sustain back to full or if your healer's going to heal you back up, so that's why I do that. I do see a little bit of a skirmish going on top, so I approach just in case if they do need that extra person, but then I just head back down to start working on this. I haven't seen one person in a while, so I might check the bottom bush or the bottom camp. And in fact, I do. Remember, guys, Vision game, if you watch my Leoric video at all, you'll know that Vision wins you the games very easily. So I do check just to see if they are on it. And I don't know why she's healing that. That's actually just freezing the lane, and it's going to be detrimental to them because the lane's going to be frozen in our side, and the Garrosh is never going to get good throws. So that Morales, if you guys ever want to learn from that, don't heal the minions unless you need the healing or unless you guys are heavily sieging the base. But if you're just healing the minions for fun, don't do that. It's a really bad idea. You can see I can't really decide what talent I want to pick between the Sins Exposed or the Conviction. They're both really good on this map. But I think I just don't remember. I don't know if I didn't know how much damage we were going to do, so I was like, I'm pretty sure I go Sins Exposed this game. Man, I hold this talent for a long time. Level 5 already. And that one, I'm really surprised I wasn't the one that was thrown, but whatever. So I do end up picking up Sins Exposed. Allows me to blind them and allow more damage for our divers. Pull people in, get a kill, blind everyone so they can't fight us back. I sit next to Garrosh in case he was going to throw anyone. And I wait for Unstoppable to end, and I was going to use a W and a Q to finish him off. But we get a nice swap by Jazzaline. If you guys don't know, Jazzaline, Plasticine, and Treebeard are all streamers. They tend to stream very late at night. But they're all really cool streamers. I'd recommend checking them out. Treebeard is he's one of the better Zul, Jhin, and Sylvanas players. Plasticine plays supports usually, and Jazz is actually playing her main right now, which is the Artanis, or at least I don't know if that's her main, but she plays a pretty mean Artanis. So right here, one of my favorite things to do as a Johanna is to just throw a couple blinds out to reduce the damage that they get during the race, because the larger shield that you can get during a race, the longer you have ranged attacks. But I usually only throw a blind, and then I just go back and use my other abilities to help out the team for the rest of it. I position right where the globes are going to spawn, and then I immediately start mounting up. So the second that the globes spawn, we immediately grab all the globes, and we don't have to waste any time. Then I approach the lane, and I usually don't like clearing it up too early until the Immortal gets here. My reasoning for this is if you push too far forward, all of your minions are going to die before the Immortal gets there. And you don't really want that to happen, because if they all die before the Immortal gets there, then you lose the momentum. And remember that momentum's a huge piece of it. I tell my team to destroy the sidewall so I can play a little bit more aggressive, and so that that doesn't happen. And I end up dying because of this. And it's me just, again, 110% my fault. I cannot blame that on anyone else. I saw what was going to happen and fell for it anyways. So I told my team to clear up the sidewall so that if anyone got flipped, we could just walk away. But we didn't kill the sidewall fast enough, and that's not my team's fault. That's 110% my fault, because I should have been able to predict that he was doing that, and I could have just popped trait, and then he would have thrown something else other than me. Or I could have just stayed back and let the ranged heroes grab it. I focus on wave clear here. I do end up picking Subdue, which is kind of interesting. I do like Subdue, but usually when I'm trying to carry teams and I don't go Subdue, I recommend if you're carrying teams, you go Blessed Momentum, so you can just do a lot more damage. I've had games with Johanna where I've done 100,000 hero damage. And it's mostly chip damage, but that chip damage adds up against a lot of healers that might be like single target healers. But I guess I just had a lot of confidence in my team and decided that if I do an 80% slow, we get some kills. I never expect to finish the quest on this, and I don't ever really try that hard to finish it. I primarily picked this talent so that I can do an 80% slow to 2 people, because there's a good chance you'll find 2 people. While my team's getting the camp, I'm going to head up and clear 1 wave, and then I'll head back down. The great part about clearing this wave right here is it's going to apply a lot of pressure to the enemies, so they need to make a decision. Do they lose a wave of soak and possibly have a camp threatening keep, or do they try to fight us? And if they decide to split, we get value. If they decide to stay, then we hit level 10s before them. So both are really good options. I do pick up Blessed Shield 99.9% of the time that I'm playing Johanna. The only times I don't usually take it is if we have an Anduin with Light Bomb. We want to do some like Light Bomb Falling Sword shenanigans. But yeah. I always use Blessed Shield on targets my team is attacking because it gives them more time to attack them. It's just a very easy Blessed Shield. You don't need to worry about anything else. I walk up to Garrosh, so if he throws anyone, he's going to throw me. And he decides to throw me into the Immortal. And then we're going to just pull in some people, do a little bit of a slow, get some really strange things happening. Bloodlust into Medevac. How do you have a Rainer on your team on a map that's always a 5v5 and go Medevac? I don't know. But this is not a bad team comp to run Bloodlust into, to be honest. Like, I don't mind this. It's not bad. But that's an odd medevac. So we get a 100% shield Immortal. Actually, it's probably not 100%. I see a tiny little flicker right there. So we're going to head down, and it looks like we're trying to flank here. I don't actually like this. I would rather just push with the Immortal. And again, use your E, use your W, and your Q to clear the lane really quickly. I can always walk in, take a little bit of damage from my team, pop a Laws of Hope, pop an ult to lock him down, and he's dead. That's what I'm saying. As long as you're ulting people your team's attacking, it's almost always a kill. Now Morales, again, just gets dropped. I don't know what she's doing. Believe it or not, Acid Snake is a high diamond player that often hits Masters every game. Or every season, I mean. I don't know if he's just trolling today, but right there, I think he thought that I was in front, so he was going to throw me away, but he actually threw the Grey Mane away. I think he was dead either way. I'm not getting any value off of subdue, but I also didn't expect us to just have the enemies almost in like this. We can't end here, so I almost don't want to. Like, I don't even want to, like, threaten this because I don't think we can end here. But it looks like, for whatever reason, I think we can. Alright, at least I thought we could at this point in the game. We are getting some good kills. You see how I could have ulted there, but I didn't ult there? Like, this kind of shows you that you need to save your ults for situations that are actually... your team's actually going to be able to follow up on. Or you use your ult to save your team. But, I mean, this is a bit yikes. Yeah, this is a bit yikes. I pop my shield and do a little bit more damage. You know, to be completely honest, I think whenever you have fights like this, if your team just only hit the core, we probably could have ended the game. Like, if we even had one person who shifted, I think we would have been okay. Doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy to keep in this game, clear up this camp. If you guys didn't see what I did, I pulled the minions into tower range with my W. I always recommend doing that if you're playing any tank that can do that. I'm just going to stick with them, giving my team vision and saving my trait in case he throws me into his team, but he's never going to throw me into the team. I am real slowed from that Lunara. It's a pretty mean slow right there. Again, pull some people in. A couple people get taunted. I might use my ult defensively here, which turns into an offensive ult, but I was using it more defensively just to try to prevent them from killing us. I use traits so I don't get killed. And we walk back over. I can always use Laws of Hope. I can blind all the enemies. I can pull them in. I can get an 80% slow and walk away. But in this case, I don't end up getting it. So the 80% slow. I did also go Roar here. I find if you're not getting the cooldown reduction, sometimes it's better to go with Blessed Hammer. Sorry, if you're not getting the cooldown reduction, sometimes it's better to go with Roar. That way you can spend your E's more on just stopping Raynor from doing his thing, and then you can use your other abilities more for damage or whatever you need it for. We'll fast forward through my death as my team is carrying me. No. We have halftime show. We can blind the Raynor. Just ult him immediately as the, again, whatever your team's attacking, feel free to toss an ult. The easiest way to carry as a tank, too, is like, if you tanking leads to kills, it's easy. And then if your tanking prevents deaths, easy. That's all I do is I make sure that I'm the one always thrown by Garrosh so my team doesn't die. And then I make sure that I'm setting up a kill here or there. And that's all you have to do on tanks to carry. It really, really is. Eventually the enemies are just going to lose. And then again, we position so we immediately get the globes. And then we head over and we're going to finish out this game. I do pick up Imposing Presence. It's a very bizarre build. I recommend if you're trying to carry on Johanna, Sins Exposed, Blessed Momentum, Hammers, and then Holy Renewal. So you're lowering the cooldown of your E, trying to hit as many targets with your E as possible, which then heals you, increases the damage the enemies take. But I believe I was going Imposing Presence because they were just auto-attack heavy, and I was already going kind of a strange build, but that's not what I would recommend for trying to carry. Again, just stand in front of the Garrosh. He can't do anything. Feel free to blind the Raynor whenever he approaches. Everyone is attacking the Thrall, so I stun the Thrall, and we get a kill on the Thrall. Easy kills, guys. Easy kills. I don't know what is happening down here, but all I know is I can use my W, and we can finish off this core. I'll be blinding a couple people. I'll even pop my Imposing Presence so he's slower and he's not able to get over to anyone else. And we finish off this game. And that is how to carry to Masters by using Johanna. Feel free to throw any extra tips in the comments below. And also, feel free to check out any of my other videos.